Yo, what up, UNH fam? I'm Woodrow, doing an Instagram takeover today. I was in the class of '09, and I graduated in 2010, though, because of a long-term abroad program. At least that's the way I look at it with my band. I was a communications major, minor in psychology, and I think back on UNH with a blissful spirit because it was one of my favorite experiences. My whole 4.5, almost 5 years there was some of my favorite of my life. So I'm excited to share more about that today, as well as what I've been up to. So tune in and make sure you leave a comment asking me any kind of questions that you have. And I'm super grateful to be here. Peace. Cover, check it out if you feel called. Thanks. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm going to be taking you to my studio today. We're in the middle of working on a new record, so things are a little bit hectic. But I'm going to show you around, and I'm going to put in the next video a little bit of a sample to our most recent cover song we just did. We do a lot of stuff on YouTube, including covers of Top 40 Radio, and we just put one out yesterday. So I'll put a little snippet of that next. You can go to YouTube and then type in Our Last Night. I'll put the link to the band also in this, so you can check it out and just watch. So after I graduated, we've continued to tour while growing our social media presence and online presence a ton. And then I also became a yoga instructor and moved from New Hampshire to California. Now I split time between Malibu, California, and where I am right now in Nashville. One of my favorite memories from UNH, that is academic, of course. I have quite a few that are not academic as well. But my favorite one that I can think of right now is my freshman year. I wrote a 15-page research essay on Tupac for my English class. Our teacher said we could write it on any topic we chose, so I chose Tupac, and it turned out awesome. It was one of my favorite things I ever created while at UNH. So yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind. And one of my other favorite memories, of course, is every single homecoming I've ever been to. And I don't think I need to explain, because if anyone watching has been to UNH homecoming, you know what I'm talking about. So my favorite class at UNH was pretty much every class I took with Sheila McNamee, who is also my favorite professor at UNH. She's in the communications department. If anyone's ever taken her class, you know she's a legend. She was in charge of the internship department when I was there, and she is the person and reason why I was able to balance my time going on tour and then doing internships while I was on the road. So this way I still maintain my student eligibility, which was 6 credits. So this way I could go back the following semester. And I did that twice, which made it so I was on the long-term program, I'd say 5 years instead of 4. But yeah, love Sheila. She's a legend. She's still there. So if you see her, give her some knucks or give her a hug for me. One of my favorite spots on campus, gotta be the Mub. Literally, spend so much time there, always nourishing, always awesome. When I was there was actually a Taco Bell in the Mub, which is hilarious to think about. Yeah, I spent quite a few of my dining dollars there, to say the least. Now I eat plant-based, so I can't say I'd be doing that if it was there, but spent a lot of time in the Mub. Oh, and just to clarify, the Taco Bell was only there my freshman year. After that, to my disappointment, I came back and it was gone. And then my favorite spot off campus has to be Wings Your Way, which also doesn't exist, but I used to work there delivering chicken wings, and that place was fire. It was one of my favorite places. Anyone in my class or around the time of probably 05 to 2011 or 12, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And since I really feel called to share at least one place that does exist, Franz's Food. The JB, I hope it's still on the menu, but the JB saved me many mornings. Yeah, unreal. So Franz's Food, probably one of my favorite spots. That between that and Breaking New Grounds, which I know are both still there, so just trying to keep it present, you know. Took a little break from the Takeover. We were working on a new music video, filming my parts because I'm flying out tomorrow, and it's going to be sick. It's a new video that we have coming in a couple weeks for a single off of our new record. Super jazzed on it. And while I got you and we're talking about music-related things, we are playing the House of Blues Boston. So anyone in the New England area, I know UNH has a train that goes right to Boston. I took it many times, but come check it out. Just go to ourlastnight.com to get tickets. I was thinking about advice that I would give any future Wildcats or present Wildcats. And I would say to make yourself known to your teachers that you're willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. I learned it firsthand from my friend Sheila McNamee, who I mentioned earlier today, that teachers want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. They want you to pass, but they want to know that you're down to do the work. So just be down to show up. Maybe you introduce yourself on the first day. Maybe it means you sit in the front of the class. I wish I learned that earlier, because me in the back of classes does not work. But if you introduce yourself, make yourself known, and put in the work, then you create a relationship and you develop yourself in really deep and meaningful ways. And I think school's really about learning how to learn and learning your own styles, and then putting in the work to be successful. So hope that helps. And there's one thing I really, really wish I learned when I was at UNH, and that's the power of meditation and yoga. I didn't discover those until after I graduated. Total game changer. So I would recommend anyone, undergrad, pre-grad if that's a thing, or even if you're beyond that, doing some wild stuff. Meditation's unreal for clearing the mind and helping to focus, as well as deal with stress and anxiety. Yoga is great for both. It works the body and allows you to clear the mind, so it's a great place to start. But I wish I started that earlier, and after being at UNH recently, I noticed there's at least one yoga studio that's right next to Main Street, which I totally wish was there when I was there. At least I could have maybe found it earlier. But yoga and meditation is something that's very near and dear to me because of how much it's helped me deal with anxiety, stress, self-development, being self-conscious, and just being more confident in myself. So I would recommend yoga and meditation. And I've done 2 yoga trainings. I got I have 2 200-hour certifications under my belt. Literally love it. And I post yoga and meditation videos on my personal YouTube channel, which is, if you search Woody Woodrow on YouTube, it'll come right up. But I do quick, short videos because I know we're all strapped for time. And they're just kind of quick drop-ins that allow us to calm down, tap into the breath, clear the mind, and then get back to it. So if you're interested, check that out. You can always reach out to me on my own socials. I'll put the link right here. And then you can just reach out to me if you have any questions. So before I sign off, I just wanted to answer another question. And that question is, what do I miss most about UNH? And that would have to be living within walking vicinity of all of my friends and all the places that I want to eat and anywhere that I would want to go. That includes if I'm going to the Gables, if I'm going to Young Drive, or anywhere on Main Street. Most things are walking distance, and that's what I loved so much, was being able to walk to visit friends, to eat, to just go out. And especially when it was springtime and it had been like negative degrees outside and everybody was out in like 30 degrees, 40 degrees in shorts and t-shirts because we thought it was like 80 and we're just all outside. That was, in a nutshell, some of my favorite things that I miss the most about UNH, that springtime and the close proximity to all the homies. Oh, and there was one more question. How often do I get back to UNH? I do my best to get there once a year if I'm lucky. Nowadays, it's more like once every 1.5 to 2 years. I'd like to come back and visit my favorite professor, Sheila McNamee, from time to time, as well as just drive through campus and see all the ridiculous renovations that are going on, because there's so much more stuff always there, whether it's acai bowl spots, yoga classes, just huge apartment buildings that just weren't there. It's always mind-blowing to me how much it's growing, to see how much it's changing. So yeah, that is something I'm working on getting back more and more to, but I always love visiting campus, driving through, bringing back all the good memories. So hopefully within the next year I'll be back, and looking forward to it. Thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity. Appreciate you all for tuning in. If you have any questions for me, you can always reach out to my Instagram. It's just at Woody Woodrow. You can click right here. Send me a message. Would love to connect with fellow UNH alums, or if you're still going through the process, respect. UNH, UNH, UNH. Love you all. Peace.